All right, people, we are back once again with some Civilization VI. We're kicking off a little bit ahead of where we left off the last time, and as you can see, the city that was named something very difficult for me to pronounce has been renamed to Mare Wist, and that name was provided to us by Where Am I Production. I love that name, and I also love the name of this city, Mare Wist. I like it, I can say it. So thank you for providing us with that cool name. And also, we've got another city. Wuhan is now Angel City, and that name was provided by Mr. Vox. If you're still watching, thank you for the name. Now let's get into it. As you can see, we've got a redcoat. We've got a nice, beautiful line of redcoats, and they look very nice. They look very cool. Can I rotate the camera? Yes, I can. They look very cool. I like the redcoats. It's very British. We are officially Great Britain now. Like we were always Great Britain, but now we're really Great Britain, and we've got a couple more on the way. We've got one that's slowly making his way to the front lines. We've got another one in production at BlueAirTopia, and we actually almost have enough gold to buy another redcoat, which we may end up doing because this city is going to be tough. I mean, China's got a lot of units sitting on the border. We're going to have to deal with all of those, and then the city's going to be bombarding us. We're going to need a lot of firepower to take this thing out. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to talk to Miss Gorgo, aka Queen of War, and we're going to make a deal. I want open borders with her. All right. Now, she's obviously not going to she's like, you're not just going to get up in my borders. So she wants a little bit of gold and some gold for 30 turns in exchange for open borders. I can totally get behind that. It's nothing crazy. But the reason I want open borders is because I just want it. I may need to retreat into her land if shit gets crazy. So that's what that's all about. And I'm pretty sure she's not friends with China, because with the way he's been acting in this whole game, yeah, she denounced him. With the way China's been acting throughout this entire game, I wouldn't be surprised if no one was friends with him. So that's going to be a potentially valuable asset for us. Just those open borders right there. But the next thing we're going to do, China already knows that we're about to declare war on him. He's very upset, and I got the prompt before starting. He was like, bro, you think he's slick moving your troops around my city? Fuck out of here. So we're just going to go ahead and declare war, a formal war. The penalty is still severe because there is no justice in this, even though I'm sort of getting revenge for the, all the foul acts that he's committed over the course of this world. Let's get it started, man. He's like, word. Look at them eyebrows. He's looking at me like, oh, that's what we're going to do. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. All right, so there we go. We've officially declared war, and I'm nervous. And, of course, no one is going to... Oh, my God. And, of course, no one is going to be happy about that, with the exception of maybe Gorgo. I don't think she cares. Of course, Gandhi is... There is no shame in deterrence. Having a weapon is very different from using one. But, I have my weapons, and I'm going to use them. And specifically, we're going to start things off with a bombard from our Angel City. Mr. Vox, Angel City's putting in work. So, Wuhan has become our forward base of operations at this point, and we're going to make use of it as best we can. The tricky thing, though, is going to be... What we've got to do is we've got to hold our position until we're actually ready to siege the city, because what's going to happen is if we move within 2 tiles of the city, we're going to start getting sieged in the same way China's units are getting sieged. We're going to be real tactical today, by the way, because this shit is crazy. War is not a joke in this game. So if we move within 2 tiles of his city, then we're going to take very serious punishment, and we don't want that. So we're going to have to really be careful about how we maneuver our units and what we do with them. But the cool thing is, now, one thing I just got to make note of, this great person, Las Karina Bubulina. I said it better the first time. Las Karina Bubulina. She, we are not getting any benefits from her because of the unit type that we have. It is not from the proper era for us to gain her passive benefit, which is increasing our movement and our combat strength, which is unfortunate, but it is okay in the end. But yeah, like I was saying, if we move any of our units within the range of the city's striking distance, we are going to take a big amount of damage. We don't want that. Not until we're ready. Not until we're ready. And we will be ready very soon. I think what we're going to do is once the Redcoats are all ready and like at the front lines, then we're going to start really pushing into the city. Yeah, there you go, Gandhi. Don't get out of here with that. I know you don't like violence, but you're going to build nukes, though. But you're going to spy on me, but you don't like fighting? Okay. Disrespectful. So we're going to take a little bit of fire on our crossbowmen. He's also going to launch a catapult at them. But they do have a promotion, so they're going to be able to heal up in the next turn. They're going to be able to heal up in the next turn anyway, so it's no big deal. So far, so good, man. So far, so good. But we got some research to finish up. And, of course, Theodore Roosevelt, at this point, I'm going to call you Teddy because you don't like me and I don't like you either. But best believe he's going to get some taxation without representation on America at some point. It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Tactics mean doing what you can with what you have.
And we are definitely doing the best we can with what we have. So before we start going into the combat, we're going to choose our next research. And at this point, we're actually in a bad spot. Excuse me, in the sense that we're not in a position to boost anything anymore. I should say I shouldn't say we because this is not your doing. I haven't been focusing on boosting any of my modern technologies, and that may prove to be an issue in the future, but you know, it is what it is for right now. So, you know, we'll see how it plays out. But I've noticed though that I talked about this a little bit before, a couple of weeks ago at this point. But the combat in Civ 6 is very simple. It's just attack. You know, units have strengths and weaknesses. Some units stronger against other units. Basic stuff, right? But the little bit of metagame that does exist with Civilization is vitally important to your success or your failure. So if you don't have an appreciation for the metagame of Civilization, then you're going to get dominated in a very, very real way, right? Now, let's switch over to the frigate. No, yes, the frigate. And if you don't have an appreciation for the little subtleties that make the combat in Civ complex, then you're gonna get violated pretty hard. Right, just little things like fortifying melee units and using them as a sort of barrier for your ranged units. Little stuff like that goes a long way, I've noticed, towards success and failure. At this point, though, I think I'm going to have to give this guy the promotion sooner than I would like to, because I kind of messed up in the sense that I can't get my knight onto the battlefield, and I don't want this crossbowman to die, so I'm going to go ahead and just give him a promotion, so he's going to be a little bit more secure in the future. And we have some production to make in Merwist. Boom. Building a nice little rice field. Merwist is turning out to be a really nice city. It's got fish. It's got double fish. It's going to have a Royal Navy dockyard. It's got a farm. Got some rice. And it's also got a lumber mill. I want to say this is a lumber mill. I think it's a lumber mill, yeah. Yeah, it's nice. And we actually lost our suzerain with La Venta before we started the war with China, which is unfortunate, but La Venta can't do nothing to me. Like, I'm not afraid of it, but it kind of bothers me a little bit that the that the civilization, the not the civilizations, the city states are so fickle. You know what I'm saying? Like they basically like I've been friends with Leventa since the beginning. We fought barbarians together for thousands of years, and now all of a sudden it's just, oh nah, China sent me these bomb ass dumplings, so I ain't fucking with you no more. Really? You know what I'm saying? It just feels like it just feels like I've earned a little bit more respect from Leventa. And damn it, I'm struggling to really position my units, because if I move anywhere within the 2-tile radius of the city before I'm ready, I'm gonna get dookie blasted really badly. But you know, we'll see. Let's get in there and just kind of test the waters. Our cavalry is a fairly advanced unit, so it should be able to survive a decent amount of punishment from the city. Our swordsmen, on the other hand, and our crossbowmen will get chewed up by it, without a doubt. And I don't want our redcoats to take any unnecessary damage, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and end the turn here. Or am I? Alright, you know what? Let's move our catapult in and see what happens. Let's see what happens with that. Because we got to get that. Yeah, there we go. This is the right decision. I feel like this is the right decision. Alright, let's go to the next turn. I got this. I got this. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling the XCOM vibes coming back. I'm starting to feel the strategy starting to take place. This is good. This is good. All right, he's shifting his attack. They're shifting their attack. That is a line from XCOM. Go figure. All right, we're taking a little bit of punishment on our swordsmen. They do have a promotion available, but are they going to survive to be able to use it? That's the question. Ooh, that hurt a lot. Yeah, look at that. The catapult just got dookie blasted by Beijing, so that is not a good thing. And if you look at Gorgo, she is so happy that I'm fighting. Like, Gorgo's the kind of chick where, like, she'll if Gorgo, I can't speak today. If Gorgo was your girlfriend, right? She's the kind of girl where, you know, you just at the bar sitting around and some guy sits next to you and Gorgo's like, are you just gonna let him sit there? And it's like, what? He's not bothering anybody. Whatever. So like, you gotta fight if you want to be friends with Gorgo. So yes, you are welcome to establish an embassy in my capital. No pun intended. Am I right? Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Establishing embassies in people's capitals. All right, so so this catapult is not going to survive if we leave it here. So we're going to move it eventually, but for now let's focus on our other units before we worry about moving the actual capital. Angel City putting in some serious work, getting a lot of big damage on the enemy units. We're going to use our promotion. We're gonna go for Tortoise because we're taking a lot of ranged punishment from all of our units. Tortoise is I feel like Tortoise is super valuable, yet underrated at the same time. I don't know, because a lot of times in the early eras, I'll pick Tortoise if I'm gonna siege a city in the early game. But you know, if you don't pick it, then you have a disadvantage. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just move on. But yeah, Gorgo's an interesting one, but I do like the civilizations that are less prone to denouncing you instantly for war, because a lot of times there are justifiable human reasons that, once again, the AI does not see the nuance of, and it becomes annoying. And I'm pretty sure this swordsman, I want to say he has Tortoise. Yes, he does have Tortoise. Good man. We're gonna get him in proximity of the city so we can start. Oh my goodness, another unit surviving with like 10 health. I'm getting sick of this. I'm getting sick of it. Can I get him? I can get him with the knight. Okay. No, I can't. It didn't attack him. All right, so it didn't have enough action points to actually make the attack. Oh, he's on a hill. That's why. All right, makes sense. I accept it. All right. We're getting there. But I think it might actually be time to get the Redcoats are officially about to come. And that sounded a little dirty, but that's not what I meant. We're gonna build another Redcoat for some gold. And I feel like that no, never mind. Yeah, it's about to get real. It's about to get real. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, now I don't know if you can tell or not, but I do find the combat and the war part of Civilization to be a little bit more. Look at this! Ah, look at that! Just marching on fools, giving them that nice bayonet to the chest. That was pretty brutal. I do find the war parts of Civ to be a little bit more enjoyable than the actual city building. I don't know. It's a tough call to make. It's hard to say if I enjoy the war more than the city building, because they're so fundamentally different from one another that the number of people living in your empire is truly impressive. That's a little bit random, but I'll take it. Oh, okay. So just clearing out that marsh, and I grew a population in Sheffield, and their population is actually capped now. And I already have an aqueduct. So I guess we'll go... Now, our gold income is actually going down a little bit. I'll get back to the thought. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Our gold income isn't the greatest at the moment, most likely because we have such a huge military. But our culture is lacking a lot. We're going to take a look at the... not that, wrong button. At the civics tree, and we are the least cultured out of everyone. Everyone in the world has more culture than us, and that's kind of a problem, considering I wanted to go for a cultural victory, and then we'll go to the world rankings. I am last in culture. I'm getting a lot of culture per turn, or a decent amount, but compared to everyone else, and the victory condition for actual culture, I'm lacking. But we'll see how things play out. So it's hard to say that I like the war in Civilization more than the city building, because they're so fundamentally different. So I guess what I'm really getting at is that I'm excited to finally be at war instead of city building for the moment. Yeah, I think that's a better way to put it, because I don't want to say that I like one more so than the other, because that's not really true. Because I've played games of Civ where I was just legitimately building for the better part of like, why is my phone ringing, man? Who's calling me? No, but I'm not gonna pick it up. All right. So I've played games of Civ where I've spent the better part of 2.5 hours just building cities and not even fighting with anyone. So to say that the actual city building is not enjoyable is completely false. And my goodness, the cannons are firing. Jeez, man, take it easy. Oh no, we're gonna lose the catapult. Well, that's unfortunate, but it had to happen. It actually didn't have to happen. That was my fault that the catapult went down. And there we go. We're seeing the problem with actually advancing on the city is that we start taking punishment from those ranged attacks. But we've got some strong units in place. I think we can pull this off. I think we'll be able to pull this off. We do have 3 Redcoats. I think we can do it. And Esther Dyson saying some pretty cool stuff right there. So we're going to go ahead and change our policies. I don't know why that wildcard slot is empty. Oh, I think it's because we just overwrote an older policy, I believe, with triangular trade. So we are going to get 4 gold and 1 faith from all trade routes. That is nice. We're getting a lot of benefits to our trade routes at the moment, and I'll show it off in just a second. We're working towards urbanization at the moment because we need some extra housing in all of our cities. But from our trade routes, we are getting 1 culture, 1 science, 1 faith, and 4 bonus gold. And we currently have 8 trade routes active, which is a pretty nice number. Now let's get into it. No. City. There we go. Angel City once again getting some nice damage out. So yeah, man. Yeah. All right. I believe in myself. Let's get some damage out. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it like this. Crossbowman is gonna kill Crossbowman. Cavalry is going to... You know what? I think I can do some cheeky shit with this cavalry. I'm gonna run him out of the fray. And the reason I'm running him over here... Look at this wasting the knitter. I hate him so much. China will fall today. Well, maybe not today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pillage this farm to save this cavalry's life. And now at this point, we can start marching on the land. Get some shots out. Are there any... No... Okay, we're not gonna use the promotion on our frigate just yet. We're gonna use the attack one more time, get some nice damage on that catapult, soften it up for our swordsman, who will come in and deal a decisive blow to it to finish it off. I think we can pull this off, guys. I was really worried about whether or not this was gonna work. Because war is not an easy thing. But so far so good. Our Redcoats marching on fools, stabbing them in the chest once again with the bayonet. And that battering ram is now in position. And now the rest of our Redcoats can start getting into position. Unfortunately, he can't get to this tile because it's, I'm assuming it's a hill. And the movement cost is too high. And I don't have any other ranged units that can... Ooh, I can get him with this guy. Let's do it. Get in there, Redcoats. The British are here. Look at this. All right, so we don't have... All right, here's the deal. We don't have any siege units except for the battering ram. So we're essentially going to have to take over an entire city with 3 Redcoats and 3 crossbowmen and 2 swordsmen. This doesn't seem like it's going to work, but I believe in myself. Now, hopefully just believing in myself will be enough to take over Beijing, because for fuck's sake, this is a little bit scary, and I swear, did he not attack me just now? Did he just not attack me? How long has this been here? What just happened? Alright, apparently just a unit needed an extra order or something. But there we go. So, yeah. I'm feeling myself. I'm a little bit worried. And I'm justifiably so, because he just fired some rockets directly in my face and nearly destroyed my swordsman. And then he's going to finish it off with his little cannon from Beijing. And apparently my scout, I think this is my scout, is getting shot up by a galley from... What are the odds, right? What are the odds that a Chinese galley is in the ocean where my scout is just chilling? Move your army away from our borders, or we'll move to... Girl? I clicked the wrong button. I should have told her they're just passing by, but I'm gonna ignore the request for right now. That may be a mistake that gets me screwed over in the near future. I want to keep going, but we're gonna have to take a break. I am going to move the troops off of her border so she can calm the fuck down. One more turn, right? We gotta go one more turn. Damn it, I don't have enough action points to pillage. Damn it. Let's just one more turn, please. Just one more turn. Let's shoot the city. One more turn. All right, I feel like, jeez, man, this man has. Look at this. This dude has like fucking green berets in his city, defending it. But we are getting a decent amount of damage on the walls. Our redcoats are taking a beating, but I think they will survive. And this redcoat is standing on a farm, so he's going to be able to do some really nice things to it. We're going to have to get this city surrounded as quickly as possible, because if we don't, we're going to die. Because it's going to keep repairing itself, and we don't need that. One more turn. Just one more. Okay. The one more turn is over. So with all of that said, I feel like we can do it. We've got another redcoat in production from BlueAirTopia, so if one does happen to fall, this one will be able to rush across these roads and get back into combat fairly quickly. You know, we've got a crossbowman coming out of Angel City, so that's going to be pretty valuable. And we do have a swordsman, and we do have a cavalry that... Who wants to bet that this cavalry is going to get shot the fuck up in the next turn? We'll find out soon enough, won't we? So, here we go. Let's go to that question of the day. All right, it's officially wartime, and now it is officially time for the question of the day. How long do you stay mad at your video games when they get frustrating? I have been upset with China for declaring war on me since the beginning of this playthrough, and at this point it's been a couple of weeks and I'm still holding a grudge. So what's the longest that you've ever been upset for a game, you know, just whooping your ass to the point where you don't even want to play it anymore? For me, apparently it's a couple of weeks, because I'm going to be mad at China until they've been wiped completely off of this civilization map. So let me know in the comments below. As always, the name of the game is Civilization VI. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.